Okay, we're going to talk about the major scale positions, and this is the second position. To review, we had this thing called scale degrees. So they look like this. F would be tonic, G would be the second, A would be the third, B flat's the fourth, the fifth is C, D is the sixth note, the seventh note is E, and to repeat, we're at the tonic again. Okay, so remember that each of those notes are called degrees, and they have numbers associated with them. And when we rearrange these notes, which would be these guys, if we were to rearrange those and put them all over here, you'll see that we can just repeat them until they fill up the neck across that way. That's called our fingering position, and that's how we get all of our positions. One more thing I want to add is when you look at that shape, this starting note will always tell you the name of that key that you're in. And really that starting note is the tonic in this case. So wherever you see that T, this T, that's a T, and let me do it in this way. That's a T, T, and T. Wherever we move those T's, they're going to tell you the name of that particular major scale. So if I were to move this fingering over to here, that first note, that's a T, and that's a T, that's a T. Those notes there will tell you the name of that the new key that you're in, or the major scale. So if I were to reveal the notes, you'll see that that second position, all the circles aren't filled up because they don't align themselves properly, whereas the first position they do. If I switch it to the key of C, because that note there, the tonic of that form is C, you'll see that they're all filled now, right? They all adhere to the formula. Whereas if you look at the first one that we did, now that F doesn't no longer, like that B is no longer B flat, so it doesn't fit in that position anymore. And now it does, right? Because now we're back into the same key. So know that anytime you shift that position, the tonic will, that T note, the tonic, the first degree note, will tell you the name of the new scale that you're in. And all these shapes can do that. Okay, so let's take a look at the next position, which is the second position, which is going to look like that. Again, this is just a rearrangement of the formula, so it plays across the fretboard. If we were just to play the formula on one string, it'd be really difficult to cover that whole range, where I can cover going from this G to this G to this G relatively easy if I had to do it via across the neck. Like that G there is this G here, and I can't even get to the other G, okay, on that one string. So knowing that that's the second degree fingering position for your left hand, let's take a look at the analysis, how it looks. Now we're going to look at this analysis again from the respected from the parent key, which is F. Okay, so G is the second degree, A is the third degree from F. 4, 5, 6, 7, and then tonic, and then it repeats itself again, right? G is 2, A is 3, B flat is 4, 5, 6, 7, tonic again, it repeats itself, and then 2, 3, 4. Okay, and that's the analysis of the second degree form. with respects to the key that we're in, which is F. So again, I can move this form around, and wherever the T is, that T is going to tell us the name of the key that we're in. Okay. Let's take a look at the fingering that goes along with this guy. Oops. It's relatively straightforward again. These are all going to be ones, meaning your first finger of your left hand. Third finger, it's all going to be your third finger. It's all going to be your fourth finger, and these ones here are going to be your second finger. So the sixth string, 1 3 4. The next string 1 2 4 1 2 4 1 3 1 3 4 1 3 4. That's like a standard sort of fingering that you can use. Again, you can use any fingering you want, but this is the one that I'm just showing you right now. So let's take a look at a plain example with this particular fingering. All right, so again, that is just playing the fingering position, ascending and descending, using that fingering. Like I stated before, at least I hope I stated this before, all these fingerings have like a chord that is associated with it. And the chord that's associated with this one is the G minor 7th chord. So these are all attached. All the black notes there are attached. All chords, like old scales, have formulas. So the analysis of this chord would be, because it's a chord, that bottom note, that first note here in this case, is called a root. Right? The next note is a flat 7th. The next note is a flat 3rd. And finally on top we have the 5th. Okay? Oops. So, oops. So when you see this fingering, you're going to know that this chord, the G minor 7th chord, goes with it. I'll get into more of where these chords come from later on, but for now, just remember, second degree, that starting note, you're going to make that G minor 7, and that's a chord scale form, a fingering form that you can use with it. It's not the only one, but it's just the basic one, if you will, like for beginners kind of thing. All right, so let's take a look at a plain example for that one, and then you'll be done for the second degree positioning.